Today I'm continuing to work on the remodel of the aft head. So this is the entrance to the aft head. And I've been working on this bulkhead. It's mostly done. There were a couple of large holes in this wall for plumbing for the commode that we took out. Since I was working on that part of the wall, I also cleaned up this upper section, which has got a funny shape because on the other side of that is the cockpit seats. So this section has 2 coats of primer on it. It's ready for final painting. And this wall also has 2 coats of primer and is ready for final painting. Everything below the counter has only a single coat of primer on it. Okay, so I went through and I identified all the areas that needed a little more work, and I sanded off the primer, and I did more sanding in preparation for putting on some more epoxy. And so most of this area is just going to need a little thin epoxy. A couple areas are going to need a bit thicker. I have applied the thickened epoxy for some more fairing. There, and down here on the base. And now I just need to wait for all of that to cure. While the fairing resin is curing, I did a temporary installation of the new commode so I could confirm exactly where the mounting brackets go and that I have the correct clearance to the wall behind it. So everything here so far is looking pretty good. Last night I sanded the wall with a fine grit sandpaper in preparation for painting, and then cleaned up all the dust. And this morning I cleaned up dust again and did the masking, which took a really long time because there's lots of little curves and edges. So the next step here is to paint. I now have the first coat of paint on the wall. I have to let this harden up for maybe a couple hours and then I'll pull that masking tape off. But this needs to cure for a full 24 hours before I can put another coat on. So that means that's all for this weekend.